Hey everyone, welcome to Vintage Chic. Imagine the effortless elegance of Katharine Hepburn with her tailored suits and confident style. The 1940s weren't just a decade, they were a style revolution. Today we see echoes of that era in icons like Dita Von Teese, Cate Blanchett, Taylor Swift, and Janelle Monáe, who perfectly embody the glamour of vintage fashion. Today, we're diving into the timeless elegance of the 1940s and exploring how those classic looks still come to life in your modern wardrobe. From utility chic to Hollywood glamour, we'll delve into the key fashion elements that characterized the 1940s, including the influence of wartime austerity, the rise of the little black dress, and the iconic hairstyles that completed the look. In the midst of the Great War, the 40s were a time of resourcefulness and resilience, where style became a form of expression and even a way to uplift spirits during challenging times. In our current climate, we can look to draw inspiration from that same ingenuity. The 40s were a time of great change, and through that change came great style. When times are tough, we can learn from the women of the 40s' resourcefulness to create elegance and class with creativity and unwavering spirit. Plus, we'll show you how to capture that vintage charm without looking like you stepped out of a stuffy costume store. Stick around to find out which stars of today use the 1940s as their source of fashion inspiration. I'm Clara from Vintage Chic, here to update you on the classic styles and our favorite icons to inspire your wardrobe today. Let's start with the key elements that defined 1940s fashion. The first unique trend of the era was structured silhouettes. This can be seen in defined waistlines and strong shoulders. Second, the women of the time used practical yet elegant fabrics. Wool, rayon, and cotton became the materials of choice. Third, women opted for more modest hemlines, typically knee-length or longer. During war and post-depression, the flair and promiscuity of the 20s had long since lost its luster. Finally, women preferred detailed necklaces and sleeves. This was a way to keep their femininity and style intact in subtle ways. The emphasis on structured silhouettes, modest hemlines, and basic materials was mostly due to wartime rationing and fabric shortages. Women had to find creative ways to look elegant with limited resources. But as they say, sometimes the most creative work is done when we are most limited. The structured silhouettes also represented a shift towards a more masculine and practical look, mirroring the cultural shift of wartime as women took on more traditionally male roles. However, keeping the emphasis on the defined waist created an hourglass figure, keeping these women's femininity intact in a small but profound way. In a time of uncertainty and upheaval, structured clothing also represented a sense of order and control. The clean lines and tailored shapes conveyed a sense of discipline and resilience. Marie Claire noted that women in the 40s focused on tailored skirt suits, beautiful dresses with full skirts and cinched-in waists, and embraced androgynous style with suits or a pair of wide-legged trousers and monochrome flats. They certainly weren't afraid to experiment. Our first look is a classic 1940s daytime dress, perfect for a modern brunch or a casual spring outing. You can see the key features here: A-line silhouette, defined waist, modest neckline, and appropriate accessories. Here's Rita Hayworth, another icon of 1940s fashion. She once famously said, "I think all women have a certain elegance about them, which is destroyed when they take off their clothes." Another example here is the shirtwaist dress, which is still very popular today. Its key features are a button-up top which ends at a nipped-in waistline with a full skirt. Let's see some inspired looks from today and how we can make these work in 2025. The 40s are a great reminder that simplicity is one of the keys to elegance. Some accessories you can use to create a 1940s look include veiled hats and fedoras, bold red lipstick and nail polish, gloves that match your outfit, and a purse that ties it all together. Brooches were a simple, classy way to elevate your wardrobe. Next, we're exploring the versatility of 1940s trousers and blouses. A few noticeable features are the high-waisted, wide-leg trousers and tucked-in blouse. Katharine Hepburn introduced this more androgynous yet elegant way of dressing. Known for preferring loose pants over a skirt, Hepburn grew up a tomboy, constantly trying to keep up with her older brothers. Her preference for pants never faded. However, "I realized long ago that skirts are hopeless," she once told Calvin Klein. Any Anytime I hear a man say he prefers a woman in a skirt, I say, try one. Try a skirt. Barbara Lovenheim wrote, "It didn't take long for the young Kate to discover that pants were more comfortable than skirts, adjusting more easily to her lean torso and long legs, and certainly more suitable for running and sports." So as she matured, she continued wearing trousers and shirts, particularly to studio rehearsals, where she had to spend the greater part of the day sitting around. But she didn't cultivate this iconoclastic image with any particular agenda. Comfort to her was paramount. Due to this, her early fashion choices were clouded by public scrutiny. But as the years wore on, the public began to not only appreciate, but adopt this classic image. Hepburn is an iconic example of individuality being one of the keys to elegance. Let's check out a few modern-day examples of how to style this look with a structured jacket or cardigan. Look here at Janelle Monáe. She plays with gender-fluid aspects of 1940s fashion, channeling her inner Katharine Hepburn. Do you see that pink suit? That's a way of saying I'm a woman, and I mean business. This can be a great look, practical and elegant for your modern workplace or business event. For our final look, we are creating a glamorous 1940s evening ensemble. You see the focus on the use of elegant fabrics, subtle embellishments, and appropriate accessories? Towards the end of this era, the little black dress began to make its rise to popularity, as it became a staple for women who needed adaptable yet elegant clothing options. As we head into the 1950s, the little black dress solidified its status as a fashion staple. Here are a few modern-day examples of 1940s-inspired formal dinner ensembles. Notice the emphasis on the structured shoulders, the cinched waist, and the buttons in the center of the blouse. When completing your look with 1940s-inspired hair and makeup, consider a few options. Victory rolls were one very popular hairstyle of the time. Try updating this look by going for looser, more textured versions, or incorporate them into updos or half-up styles. You can even experiment with different placements, like a single victory curl at the nape of the neck. Don't be afraid to add volume to your hair to achieve a perfect 40s-inspired look. Ribbons, scarves, and headbands were popular items in the 1940s used to add class and flair. Don't be afraid to add products like mousse or hairspray. Aim for a glossy, healthy-looking finish. Medium-length hair, called the midi, was most popular at the time, as the women acknowledged the war effort but did not want to completely lose their femininity. But don't worry, today short, medium, and long hair can be manipulated into a classic 1940s style look. If you want to nail the final ensemble with 40s-inspired makeup, the advice is simple. Go for a natural look with just a hint of glamour. Red lipstick and nails with a natural foundation and subtle rosy cheeks should do the trick. At the time, eyebrows were brushed and of moderate thickness. Eyeshadow was subtle and matched the eyes, and the look was finished off with just a touch of natural mascara. Here are a few last tips for incorporating 1940s style into your everyday wardrobe. Focus on key pieces: tailored jackets, A-line skirts, and blouses with details. The iconic Cate Blanchett is a perfect modern-day example to follow, updating 1940s fashion in chic and timeless ways. You can even see her accessorizing with popular brooches of the time, hairstyles and hats, and of course, many structured blazers. You can find pieces inspired by and even from the 1940s on sites like Unique Vintage, The Seamstress of Bloomsbury, Hearth My Closet, House of Foxy, Etsy, and Dorothy's Closet Vintage. We hope you've enjoyed this journey into the elegant world of 1940s fashion. Remember, it's about capturing the essence of the era and making it your own. Elegance is individuality. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment with your favorite 1940s style tips. And let us know what era you would like us to cover next. Thanks for watching.